Let's go ahead and get started this morning. Good morning, everybody. My name is Brandon Ivey, Bitcoin Brandon from Los Angeles, California. Go ahead and type in the chat box where you're listening in from. As a disclaimer, I am not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I read the news, give my opinion, share a suggestion, and it is up to you to make an informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move into. I see Shandu from South Africa. Welcome. Gerald Gardner. Derek Fourier from Flint, Michigan. My cousin Marnita from Colorado. Benito Nunez, Las Vegas. Chanel from Colorado. There's 4 rules I live by in the crypto space to have success. Rule number 1, education is key. Education is everything. Rule number 2, never invest money we cannot afford to lose. Rule number 3, always get a return on your investment back as fast as possible. And rule number 4, where do you see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? What are you willing to do to make that happen? Make a decision, find a vehicle, take action, stay focused, and do not get distracted. Now, following these rules is not going to guarantee you success, but it will, at least it will not, at least you can minimize your risk. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the most that we can ask for. And I see Shauna Ross, Charlotte, North Carolina, Paul Jenkins from Georgia, Richard from Los Angeles. Okay, let's go ahead and kick things off. I did not do a crypto talk yesterday. In fact, I didn't do anything yesterday. I took yesterday off. It's the first day I just basically stayed in bed for a couple of months. Had to recharge. Elijah, good morning from Hercules. So I've got a lot of backload as far as a lot of things happen in the crypto space. I saw my cousin has a bunch of great articles I got to get around to reading. It's caught my eye for a lot of those things in the IoT space. So let's first start off with this one. And you might want to take notes because anytime it says 10 crypto assets, that means, hey, if you're looking to build your crypto portfolio, then there's some other coins here we might be able to pick out. So 10 crypto assets technologically superior to Bitcoin and Ripple, according to Wise Ratings. Crypto rating agency Wise Ratings says 10 cryptocurrencies are now technologically superior to Bitcoin and Ripple. The financial rating agency says it uses a unique model that measures thousands of data points as it ranks each crypto asset in categories such as technology, adoption, investment, risk, and market momentum. According to the US-based analysis firm Cardano, got that, Tezos, Phantom, and Cosmos are the 4 best crypto assets in terms of technology. Phantom. I have all the others except Phantom. Let me take a quick look. Number 108. It's worth 40 cents, so it's pretty cheap. 2 billion in supply. Okay. All-time low was 0.001 cents 7 months ago. All-time high was 5 cents 26 days ago. So this is a new coin, it looks like. Where is it being sold? Binance is selling it. Okay. All right, let's go back to the article. So it says for technology. It says it's giving all of them an excellent rating. Polo, Ethereum, IOTA, BitShares, Grin, and Nexus all received a good rating from Wise. Meanwhile, Bitcoin and Ripple both received fair ratings. Here's how I would look at this chart. Not necessarily based on value of the coin, but on long-term real use data. Bitcoin is not the best utility coin, period, as far as use value. Its value is based on store of value of people's believability. That is the first coin, and that people believe in it. It's like digital gold. There are many other coins that perform as far as technology-wise much better than Bitcoin. If you just look at Litecoin, which is a Bitcoin clone, it is exactly like Bitcoin, except it performs better. Its transaction speed is faster. The amount of data each block holds is bigger. It's just not the first. Everybody knows about Bitcoin. So I would look at this more of which of these coins would be here for long term because they've got a great use. So Cardano, Tezos, some new coin called Phantom, Cosmos, and then IOTA, Ethereum, HOT. I've never even heard of HOT and Grin. Let me look at HOT. Holo. And this looks like this must be a new coin here. Let's see. Good morning, Jacqueline and Beth and Brenda. Whoa, it's worth nothing. 0.0004 cents. Let's see, 177 million coins. I'm sorry, 177 billion. That's why its all-time low was 7 months ago. All-time high, it really didn't get, it was over a year ago. Yeah, I don't know about this coin. It's cheap, though. What's the other one? Grin. Grin, number 294. That's why I've never heard of this. Really? That's your ticker symbol? It's worth 31 cents. Oh, a low supply, 53 million. All-time low, 4 days ago, was at 30 cents. All-time high. This sucker hit $261 a coin over a year ago. $261? Gotta be kidding me. What was that when it first came out? $25. So where's the $261? It's not showing on this chart. Wow, that was on January 16th. Oh yeah, it's not going back far enough. I have it on the max. I go back a year. Max. Interesting. Okay. When it comes to adoption, Ethereum leads the pack with a rating of an A. Bitcoin comes at number 2 with an A- adoption grade. Ripple, Stellar, Litecoin, Dash, and Tezos all receive an adoption grade of B. As for the overall rating, Bitcoin is tied with Ethereum, with both cryptocurrencies receiving a B+ rank. Ripple, Stellar, Litecoin, and Tezos closely follow with a B- grade. Meanwhile, Wise Crypto is also keeping a close watch on the price action of the crypto markets. In a blog post, analyst Juan Villaverde says crypto assets are showing signs of recovery after falling sharply in the past weeks. There is a silver lining. We're starting to see clear evidence, including price action over the 7-day trading week ended yesterday, that an important low may have been established for most crypto assets around September 9th. According to Villaverde, it is possible that the lows hit early this month is a sign that crypto markets are forming a base in preparation for a bull rally before the year expires. As for Bitcoin, Villaverde says it remains the clear market leader. As we've often said, this is critical to a sustainable crypto bull market, as Bitcoin is the go-to asset for new money, seeking refuge from the rampant asset price inflation policies being pursued by most central banks. Okay. You guys wrote those down. Next up, Bitcoin has 60 times market expansion potential, says crypto investment firm Galaxy Digital. And here's why. Okay. Galaxy Digital Capital Management, a leader in the digital asset investing, says Bitcoin's mainstream market presence is on the rise, with more growth potential than gold. You think? Although the precious metal has historically been investors' favorite time-tested and reliable safety net against financial uncertainty, Galaxy Digital says in a new report that recent investments in Bitcoin from macro investing legend Paul Tudor Jones, and tech giant MicroStrategy highlight Bitcoin's attractiveness as a potential hedge against inflation. With a market cap of over $200 billion, Galaxy Digital says Bitcoin still has tremendous room to grow. Gold's market cap is currently over $12 trillion. Bitcoin's value, on the other hand, is currently around $200 billion, less than 2% of the gold market. That presents a potential greater than 60 times market expansion opportunity if Bitcoin grows to gold's level as an alternative digital store of value. So let me slow down a bit here. So with a market cap of over 200 billion, Bitcoin has tremendous room to grow. That's correct. Gold's market cap is 12 trillion. Bitcoin's value, on the other hand, is currently around 200 billion, less than 2% of the gold's market. That represents the potential of a 60 times market expansion. If Bitcoin grows to gold's level, it doesn't need to. What if Bitcoin just gets 25% of that? We're talking more than $1 trillion. Due to its open source ethos, an 11-year history of negative correlation to major market assets, Bitcoin has transformed from an obscure, decentralized, peer-to-peer digital transaction facility to a globally recognized institutional asset that is resistant to political censorship or interference. Institutional adoption and usage of Bitcoin has surged since the COVID-19 pandemic, thanks to swelling government debt and fiscal stimulus hitting record highs, says Galaxy Digital. Top investors and large institutions are adopting it as an inflation hedge, including macro legend Paul Tudor Jones and MicroStrategy Inc., a publicly traded business intelligence software firm. Back in August, MicroStrategy funneled $250 million of its capital into Bitcoin. Earlier this month, it added $175 million to their investment, notes Galaxy Digital. As to where the future of digital economy is headed, Galaxy Digital says it's hard to say for certain. It is tough to predict that the digital world of the future, what it may look like, and no one can say with absolute certainty which investments or assets will emerge victorious. Bitcoin has a large head start as the leading global store of value alternative to gold. I agree with that. And I am going to find a quote out of this one. This right here. All right. Bitcoin outperforming gold. Here we go. 10-year Treasury and S&P 500 in 2020. Hello, Brenda Abram. See, almost 10 months into 2020, Bitcoin is up about 48.7% year to date. Outperforming gold, the Nasdaq Composite Index, the S&P 500 Index, the U.S. 10-year Treasury note, the U.S. Dollar Index, and the crude oil WTI. So who here still thinks that Bitcoin is a Ponzi? Bitcoin started, I'm going to quote that one. Bitcoin started the year around $7,215 and is trading at $10,732 at time of writing, according to CoinMarketCap. Known as digital gold, in the crypto world, Bitcoin's correlation with actual gold has been up and down all year, according to Coinmetrics. Amidst a volatile macroeconomic environment, the precious metal has also had a positive year, though less so than Bitcoin. Gold was trading around $1,540 an ounce at the beginning of 2020, and is currently going for $1,861 an ounce. That's about a 20.8% increase. Similarly, the Nasdaq Composite Index is up 21.6%. The S&P is up 2%. The U.S. dollar, by contrast, is down 1.8%. So if you were holding money, you got money in your savings account, you lost money. And crude oil is down a whopping 34.59%. This year has also been rough on the U.S. 10-year Treasury note. the Wall Street Journal's chart reports it was earning 1.87% yield at the beginning of 2020. It's currently only earning 0.658% yield, a huge decrease of nearly 65%. This is my new quote. All right. This weekend, I've been getting a lot of messages from people that there's reports of stuff happening in the DeFi space as far as people getting scammed and people that we know running these DeFi programs scamming people. I try hard not to get into calling companies out or calling individuals out publicly, and it's one kind of professional courtesy because you don't know all the facts until all the facts are actually out. I cover anything that happens in news, but I try not to really give my 10 cents, my opinion, outside of facts. But there's a lot going on that's swirling around with the individuals as part of our network all year that has gone into the DeFi space. So this came out, and someone sent this to me this morning. Terrence did. I haven't even read it yet, but the title, DeFi Token Exposed as Pump and Dump Scam in Leaked Telegram Chat. And people have asked me, Brandon, how come you haven't jumped all on the DeFi stuff? The Yearn Finance and all these other people are making millions in like 30 days or less, even if you just put $500 down on something. Or how come you haven't gotten to these other programs that, is smart contracts from Ethereum to Tron to whatever the hell they're doing now. And all you got to do is bring two or bring other people in. I said, look, those are the latest flavor of the month. The same thing happened in 2016 and 17 when companies attempted to use Bitcoin as the product. And companies now are attempting to use smart contract or these DeFi tokens as the product. And I'm telling you, it will never end well. You're going to have a short amount of individuals that are going to make a killing. They're going to make a fortune. The people behind these programs. The vast majority of the people are going to lose everything that they put into it. And if you ever want to know or be able to spot a red flag, if somebody approaches you about the latest greatest thing in the DeFi, I'm going to show you how to spot a red flag. Ask, who's behind the project? In fact, there's another. Let me see, which one is it? No, not that one. Yeah, this one. I'm gonna cover these two. Who is behind the project? Okay. And then when you find out who's behind it, go to their social media and look at their past. Look at the past 6 months to a year. And see if they were still talking about the same project 6 months or a year ago. And if you see that that individual or individuals have been pushing multiple different things that are kind of similar, but every 3 to 6 months, it's a new one, a new one, a new one, a new one, and they're behind every one, find out the project that they were pushing before, and then look up what happened to it. And then the one before that, and look up what happened to it. I mean, this is how you do your research. I'm not calling anybody out. I am only stating historical facts. And then let that you determine how the future is going to look. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And sometimes you come to a realization that this hasn't been working. It's time to take a charted new path. Even I have those realizations from time to time. Every few years, I got to stop because I'm one of those individuals. When I focus on something, I go for it. I don't worry about the pitfalls and the obstacles. I overcome those. and keep going for it. But then you've got to take a step out of yourself and look at the big picture and say, will those obstacles ever be cleared without you having to knock down every single one? Will the people running the ship, are they able to deliver? And then you got to be real with yourself and say, you know what? They haven't been able to deliver in the last couple of years. It's time to start a new course, especially when you know you're doing everything you're supposed to do. And your setbacks has nothing to do with you. It's some things that you can't control. Then you got to move a different way. Brandon, why are you talking in codes? Like I said, I'm a professional. I do things and I handle things in a certain way. So I just wanted to give you guys, the next time you get somebody in your inbox talking about, oh, this is the latest thing, all you got to do is bring in 2 people and buy a whole bunch of these coins and you're going to get rich, 100% payout. There is no such thing as 100% payout in DeFi. It is impossible. You got to even understand what DeFi means. In fact, I'm going to be having an entire section of my crypto courses on the DeFi market. So let's look at this. 2 articles about this. DeFi token exposed as pump and dump scam leaked in leaked Telegram chat. A leaked Telegram discussion by 50 so-called crypto influencers. Now, remember I said there's a small amount of individuals who make a lot of money? You might think 50 is a lot of people, but these 50 people could probably bring in 50 to 100,000 people into their program. Okay? There was a program that just launched, a couple of weeks ago? 90,000 people in like 2 or 3 weeks. So a leaked Telegram, 50 so-called crypto influencers has exposed the extraordinary steps they take in order to profit on the back of unsuspecting DeFi investors. According to a leaked screenshot of the chat, an elaborate plan to defraud DeFi investors using the worthless few tokens. Few had been hatched. Few tokens would be airdropped to some of the influencers who in turn promoted these to unsuspecting followers on Twitter. Once the new Flash Mob project gained traction, members of this conspiracy planned to sell the airdrop tokens to DeFi investors and thus make a profit in the process. According to a report by Box Mining, the plotters were attempting to capitalize on the current DeFi hype after missing out on the meme airdrop. So here's guys that there was another one just like this that happened before. They missed the boat and saw how much money those guys made and said, wow, we can do the same thing. However, it appears the plot collapsed after a screenshot of the alleged discussion began circulating on social media. On Twitter, some users reacted angrily to the revelations and accused some of the prominent names in the DeFi space of being scammers. Tariq A says, I asked him a question and he blocked me, but I'm glad the truth is revealed. So-called crypto influencers like him should be investigated and no one should trust or take any advice from him. Anthony Sassano. I don't recognize that name, but I'm curious, I like to look some stuff up. Am I friends with this guy? Anthony Sassa. How do you spell it? Sassano. 2 S's and 1 A. Sassano. Not even in my sphere of influence. Unless he pulled down his profile, which would be smart. All right. One of the exposed plotters, Anthony Sassano, co-founder of ETHhub.io and a self-proclaimed DeFi educator, really, has since issued an apology for his role in the scheme. In the screenshot, Sassano appears to tell fellow plotters that we need people to dumb on. I want to look at this. I can't scroll in on it. All right. We need people to dumb on. Sassano has been roundly condemned for his role in the botched scam, as well as for his attempts to cast his comments as a joke. However, writing on Twitter, Sassano, isn't that whenever people get caught in something that they shouldn't have said or done, or they're called on it, why is the fallback? Guys, it was just a joke. Why are you taking it so seriously? I was just joking. However, writing on Twitter, Sassano strikes a more conciliatory tone as he apologized. I know for some, the I was just joking defense is a weak one, and I totally understand why people are skeptical of it. I sometimes forget, wait, Bitcoin will make history today. Why? I'll open that up for later. I sometimes forget that text-based humor does not translate at all and can be very easily be misinterpreted. I would be more cognizant of this going forward. You knew exactly what you were saying. Sassano insists that he is not here to dump on or scam anyone. Instead, he wants to educate and grow the adoption of Ethereum and DeFi, which will always be his number one goal. While Sassano says he will try to rebuild his tarnished image, some Twitter users are skeptical. One user, the Crypto Detective, is not particularly sanguine about this show of remorse, reminding Sassano of his past deeds. The Crypto Detective says, "Will be hard to earn respect now, mate. Shield Yam at the top, promoted safe at 4.5K, and now need to dump on someone. Hope you can change. A PR tweet isn't going to help. We'll see your next actions." See, this guy did exactly what I said. He went back on Sassano's past. So he shielded Yam, which means that he waited when Yam, he probably promoted Yam. Right when he got to the top, he dumped all his coins, and everybody else, that's a pump and dump. Safe, same doggone thing happened. He was telling everybody to get in at 4.5K, and it dropped. And then this was his third one. And on his third one, he says, we need people that's dumb. You got a pattern there, buddy. After offering the apology, Sassano reportedly burned the tokens, as did Alex Mazmij, another influencer exposed in the leaked screenshot. Just like Sassano, Mazmij tries to trivialize the issue, saying no harm was done as the token was never listed. However, the box mining report suggests that some people actually ended up buying few tokens because of the influencer's promotional posts on Twitter. It adds that others, knowing full well that the token is not listed on any exchange, tried to profit from the hype by listing Guys, this is why education is so freaking important. The first thing that I do when I look at stuff, you see me, when I'm reading these articles, what do? I come over here and I look it up. I do my research. So if I was going to, before I even got on this, I would have said, okay, let me type in few. Oh, there's nothing there? Okay, they're using this few. There ain't no doggone few coin on any exchange. That's the first thing I would have done. Education allows you to know this. This is why people get scammed, because they're not educated on this space. They're trying to get rich quick. So let's see here. Some people actually ended up buying few tokens because of the influencer's promotional posts on Twitter. It adds that others, knowing full well that the token is not listed on any exchange, tried to profit off the hype by listing fake few trading pairs on Uniswap. Yes, in other words, I also, and this is my personal, I got buddies that they're killing it using Uniswap. I personally will not touch Uniswap. I will wait for the coins being traded on Uniswap to hit one of the major exchanges. Does that mean I'm going to lose out on big profits? Yes. Yes, it does. I'm sacrificing more profits that I would have gained if I was using Uniswap than by the time it gets on a major exchange. That's my, and again, I'm not telling you not to use Uniswap. People have gotten filthy, stinking rich using Uniswap. If you're going to use Uniswap, I strongly suggest you are very educated on how it works, what to do. You've got to know the basics of Bitcoin, knowing how those type of wallets work, because it's not for the average person. Get yourself educated, and do not spend money you cannot afford to lose. I've seen too many stories of individuals that did a trade, something didn't go right, and they lost it all. They lost everything. And then you got guys like this that's able to post fake trading pairs in an effort to get some members to trade. The exposure of the few joke highlights some of the risk-facing DeFi investors, which also include exit scams. However, the apparent participation of influential individuals in well-orchestrated pump and dump schemes like few adds to worries about the DeFi boom. Regulators eager to curtail the growth of the crypto space will likely point to such scams when justifying any future interventions, and there will be future interventions, I promise you that. They are looking at this space hard. Anytime you've got 50 billion or coming into this space so fast, in just a few short months, all the regulators are looking at it. And the more people get hurt, the more they're going to start to report it. You're going to have class action lawsuits. The SEC and FTC, they're going to come down hard. And here's something else you got to be careful with. It's a new ruling. Even Troy Dooley posted this. Not only are they going to come down hard on somebody internationally is calling me. No. Not only are they going to come down hard on the people behind the program, if you made money in the program, not even if you had nothing to do with it, you might even be a victim because you lost some money. But if you made money, they can come after you and say, we need you to pay back the money, the profits you made. Got to be careful. This is why I'm not touching this type of stuff. Even though I know, give me 60 days, I can make a whole lot of money. Then what? Am I going to try to run from the law? It's very risky. And then the next one up on this. How many DeFi projects still have God mode admin keys? What does that mean? See, one thing you hear about DeFi, what they put out, it's not controlled by anybody. It's open source. Yeah, we might have started it, but we don't control it. It's the blockchain. Really? But some of these developers have God mode admin keys. See, if you are a gamer, you understand what that means, God mode. You know, the ability to, what they call, cheat in a game. Create things, and all of a sudden you're you can never be touched, you can never be hurt type stuff. And that's not supposed to be the case in crypto. That is the case in digital currency. See, the whole point of crypto is that it's not controlled by a government, a bank, a CEO, or a business. It is completely open source. It cannot be manipulated. But are you telling me some of these DeFi projects can still be manipulated after it's been released? Let's see. The vast majority of DeFi projects still have the ability to enter God mode and unilaterally make changes to pretty much everything. So here's another reason why I don't touch this stuff. 12 out of 15 of the most popular decentralized finance protocols still have access to a God mode admin key, according to data on review platform DeFi Watch. These full access controls allow developers to modify or replace the smart contracts underpinning their projects, including making adjustments to user balances. While admin keys have been justified as a way to protect users' funds and are often used with security features such as time locks and multi-sigs, analysts argue this calls into question exactly how decentralized these projects really are. In a YouTube video posted on September 24th, Mastering Bitcoin, author and educator Andreas Antonopoulos defined a truly decentralized project as one that does not have custodial control over the funds. 3 months ago, when I was getting hit up hard, maybe 4 months ago, that I should run with the few people that we know in an Ethereum smart contract DeFi project. And I remember talking to a few other experts in the industry, and I wanted to get their opinion on this. And one of the experts told me, he said, Brandon, first and foremost, they're guaranteeing 100% return. So you're not going to lose any money. Red flag right there. Even if it's true, that's still a red flag, because you can't say that and you can't promote it that way. That's how they're promoting it. The second thing he said, well, there is no such thing as 100%. It's impossible in the way that they're doing it, but they're advertising that. That was the second red flag. The third red flag said that he said that even though they claim that this is decentralized, the people who started this have complete control over the funds, even though they say they don't. They have access to it. So when the bottom begins to fall out, those people can pull all of the funds out because it goes to a wallet they control. And they can run away with all the money and then use that money to start it all over again with something else. And I was told that 4 months ago. And in the past 4 months, that's exactly what I've seen happen. Twice. Over and over again. So that's what he's saying here. It is not decentralized. They have control of it. That's a very important criterion. I think that's the foundational criterion. By that standard, most protocols fall well short. Of the 15 projects reviewed on DeFi Watch, only Instadap, MakerDAO, and Uniswap are reported to have no admin keys associated with their product. The remaining projects, which include Aave, Compound, DDEX, Yearn Finance, Nexus Mutual, and Synthetics, all have admin keys allowing varying degrees of control. Aave's admin key, which is owned by an Aragon DAO consisting of just 5 members, only requires 3 yes votes to make sweeping protocol changes. Aave currently sits third among all DeFi projects by total value locked, with more than $1.38 billion locked. That means there's 3 people who have access to $1.38 billion. You guys seeing this? This is why, and this is people that I know, even though their DeFi project is not nearly that high, it could be 5 million to 10 million, or 1 to 5 million. It's kind of under the radar screen of, the regulators that's looking at the big boys. So they really look at things that's $50 million and more, because there's got to be money in it for them. And then you've got, I remember my second big hit in direct selling, and I hit the top of the company. And when you hit the top of a company and you go from the bottom all the way up, and now you're working with the owners and their dev, and you start to see what goes on behind the scenes. And I remember going to the owner saying, why are you doing things this way? If you did it like this, we could scale and triple in size. And I'm a businessman. I'm like, how can I make my check bigger if you just do these things? And he was resistant to all of that. And I didn't understand. I'm like, why are you being in the way of your own growth? And then he said something, or actually his brother said something to me. His brother said, that his brother would not do it because he said he's making so much money right now, $1 to $2 million a month with the business as it is, he's floating right underneath the radar screen. As soon as he gets to that $10 million and more, now he has all the regulators on him. So why? He's living a good life, and he's using that money to invest in other stuff. He's using the company as his like a piggy bank to invest in real estate, in stocks, in other projects that he's making a whole lot more money on. So he's not going to mess up his golden goose, which meant I would have never got past, I think at that time, $20,000 a month. And I was looking to get to, I wanted to get to $50,000, $75,000 a month. And I saw the game. I'm like, okay, he's only staying right here. Anyways, however, several projects, including Compound, have implemented security features to protect the integrity of the admin keys. And many projects have plans to migrate to fully decentralized governance systems in future. While many users have suggested that Aave and other projects have been upfront about their admin keys, DeFi Watch founder Chris Bleck believes that DeFi protocols need to be explicit if they retain the option to enter God mode. Okay, here's another question you should ask before you enter any smart contract, type thing. Ask, does this DeFi project have God mode? To whoever, the person who's in introducing you probably doesn't know, but you need to go above them. Find out who the top person is. Get on the call with them and ask, is there God mode in this? And if they play dumb, you've got God. Well, what do you mean? Do you have admin keys to the locked up money? Do you have admin keys? If they say, well, not directly me, well, who else? Who else has access to it? Grill them. And then you look at their past. 3 months, 6 months, they're moving from thing to thing to thing. They got admin keys, which means when shit hits the fan, they're taking the money. So Miko says, in the case of Aave, I do believe that this has been publicly stated that they are now getting rid of it, really, when upgrading to V2 with some more proper governance. It takes far too much digging for a user to find that info. It needs to be upfront and clear and center. Bleck added that even when project acknowledges that an admin keys exists, few clearly outline the ramifications. For example, nowhere does it say Aave can change your account balance or Aave can replace all code with new code. See, let's say you start asking those questions and they say, yeah, there is, but we have, a board of governors in place. We need to vote on it. We can't change, all we're doing is for security. BS. Because even if what they say is true, they still have the ability to change the numbers on your account. Okay? That's what it all comes down to. And even people that have good intentions, when the fire gets hot, and their back is against the wall and they feel they have no choice, they will always look out for number one first. They will look out for themselves and their family first. If that means running off with $2 million while everybody else gets screwed, not only can they do it, they will do it. So Aave says, Bleck added that even when the project nods, most keys exist, few outline the ramifications. For example, nowhere does it say Aave can change your account balance or Aave can replace all code with new code. Abe's website states all funds are held in non-custodial contracts and has an opaque warning. Abe will keep ownership. There you go. Of the protocol in these early days, in order to ensure that the protocol remains secure. Remember what I just say? They'll say it in the name of security if any issues arise. Synthetic smart contracts are similarly fully upgradable via the admin key. With DeFi Watch, now you might say, Bitcoin doesn't have an admin key. How do they, see here, when they say here they want to do updates or whatever, the way it does with Bitcoin is the miners do it. The miners, they have their own voting protocol. And when they don't agree, you know what happens? A fork happens. That's when Bitcoin changed into Bitcoin Cash. They couldn't go in there and just rewrite it. Despite, wait. Synthetic smart contracts are similarly fully upgradable by the via the admin keys, with DeFi Watch stating that the core team possesses vast power to do just about anything, including adjusting user balances and draining funds. Despite Synthetic's core team acknowledging that the project is highly centralized, the protocol has attracted more than $590 million in assets from the DeFi community. Uniswap does not have any admin keys. However, blockchain analytics firm Glassnode suggested in a report this week that the DeFi project has essentially created their own equivalent backdoor through the distribution of their Uni governance token. According to Glassnode, the team potentially has immediate access to almost 40% of the entire supply, which is over double the amount currently held by the rest of Uniswap's community. With Uni tokens facilitating project governance, including access to the project's treasury, this would put them firmly in control of a decentralized protocol. See the danger in this, that they're not banks, they're not registered with the SEC or the FTC, they're not held accountable for anything, they weren't voted into office for anything. They could run off with the money. DeFi Watch states that trustless protocols are something of a mirage at present, and in the end, security comes down to the project team's competency. The only way that you can truly feel secure while using these DeFi products currently is to trust in the competency of the team and their ability to secure their admin key. I have right now zero trust in people that have this type of power. None. I have trust issues right now, actually. For the last 6 years, maybe 7 years that I can count, my problem or my biggest obstacle has never been my nor my team's ability to perform, move product, sell the company and the plan. My biggest obstacle has been the people in charge, whether it's the CEOs themselves or corporate. They have always been my biggest obstacle. They have always been the ones in the way, the ones that sabotage their own program, whether it's consciously or not, whether they even realize it or not. Which is why I said, you know, at the end of the day, if you want something done right, you do it your damn self. That's why I launched my own crypto platform. So anyways, if you're going to be involved in the DeFi sector, there is no real DeFi education out there right now, which is why I'm going to create one. You're going to have, a lot of it's going to be trial and error. You can go on, if you go to YouTube, because I had someone say, well, Brandon, I'll just go to YouTube to learn about it. Who are you learning it from? You're going to have two types of people that's talking about DeFi out there. You're going to have one group that is all for it because they have money in it. They have their own interest invested in it. So they're going to always be hyping it up like it's the greatest thing next to sliced bread. And then you're going to have the haters. You're going to have those that might have lost money in a DeFi project and is going to be completely negative about it. Neither of them are 100% true. There is a middle. The DeFi sector itself is not bad. Just like back in the day when everybody hated Bitcoin in 2018 because they thought they lost everything. When Bitcoin dropped from 20,000, Bitcoin wasn't what's bad. It's the people that were using it the wrong way and trying to scam everybody else. That's what's also going on in the DeFi space. And it's so new, so risky, so much money involved that even I am not playing that game. I'm sitting back kind of watching it, and I'm losing a lot of money in the process of doing so. But I do have peace of mind. Find it very, very interesting. All right, so that was two more articles I wasn't really going to get into because there's still, I wanted to cover this one. Could holding 0.28 Bitcoin put you in the top 1% wealth bracket someday? I'm going to cover this tonight. I'm going to do a special presentation tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. We're going to cover this article as well as we're going to talk about crypto education and how to get crypto education, as well as the digital franchise opportunity. How to put yourself in the top 1% wealth bracket someday. That's going to be it tonight. So tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. It will be a Facebook Live, but also it will be on www.teachmecrypto.info. 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. This is going to be a special presentation. I haven't done one like this before. So this is what we're going to cover. How to put yourself from now. How many of you would love to be in the 1% wealth bracket one day? The top 1%. That's what we're going to cover tonight. Wait a minute, what happened? Can you guys still hear me? I called in, my Zoom just dropped. You might still be able to hear me. Anyways, that is it for tonight. If you need crypto education, 3coursecrypto.com. www.3coursecrypto.com. There you go, 3coursecrypto.com. So you can hear me, but the internet just dropped on my computer, so you can't see my screen. So tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. I'll see you then. God bless. Bitcoin Brandon out. Bye-bye.